With all the 4.x characters revealed from the beginning at least, today I'm going to be predicting all their paths. I went ahead and dug up all the things that have been circulating the internet from reliable people, and so I'm going to try to make educated guesses whenever possible. But that brings me to the next point. This is strictly a predictions video, so do not take this as the final thought. I just thought it would be nice to sit down and try to predict what I do think of what characters are going to get what paths. Stuck grinding in Honkai Star Rail? Need Stellar Jades fast? We've got you covered. Head over to U7 Buy, your ultimate gaming hub for save fast and cheap in-game top-ups. Whether it's Star Rail or your other favorite games, U7 delivers instantly and players love it. Check out their Trustpilot reviews, they're actually top ranked. On the Honkai Star Rail direct top-up page, you can recharge your account in seconds. For example, 8080 Honorific shards cost $99.99 in the official store, but on U7 Buy, you can see here it's way cheaper. Just pick your server, enter UID, pay securely, and boom, your account is instantly loaded. Want extra savings? Use code PRETSR at checkout for 5% off, perfect for last minute pulls, battle passes, or surprising a friend. And here's a bonus. If you spend $80 a month on U7 Buy, you can grab the Honkai Star Rail Express Pass for only 1 cent, which is nearly free. Click on the link in my description, recharge fast, save more, and keep blazing those trails. So, as we know from the revealed characters, there was Ashveil, Silverwolf SP, Blade SP, the Yae Sakura, and then Nihilux. Info that I was able to find suggested that for the first little bit of 4.x, so mainly the 4.1 to 4.3 era, would be a preservation character, a hunt character, and then elation characters primarily, which we already guessed since that's going to be the brand new path. Another thing suggested that Silverwolf specifically previously was erudition, but was later changed to elation. And then the last thing I was able to find was a combination being Lightning Hunt. Now for the actual prediction. So the preservation part is kind of hard to predict since no one really feels like a preservation character to me. The literal only thing I can think of is Blade just because Undying. That's quite literally it. So I feel like if there is going to be a preservation character with this info we do have, I'm going to assume it's going to be Blade, but I also do want to say I think Blade is Elation at the same time, since I feel like with the SP character specifically, I feel like for them, they're mainly going to tie towards Elation, but I can definitely see him being the preservation character for some reason. For the Lightning Hunt character, I think it's going to be Ashveil, since we do think Ashveil is the La Mancha, which was also said to be playable around this time, and I think he is actually who that is. And assuming that actually is him, it fits the Galaxy Ranger theme. But I think this is the part that does tie into Blade, so I feel like the preservation slash hunt character is going to jump between these two. If the preservation character is Blade, I think the hunt character is going to be Ashveil. But if Ashveil ends up being the preservation character, then I think Blade would be the hunt character. I'm pretty 50-50 on this prediction just because Ashveil, I don't know, something about him seems really just hunt coded. But at the same time, it'd be funny if he does end up being La Mancha, which he probably is. It would just be like, oh, we have Bootail, who's Galaxy Ranger Hunt, then we got the leader of the Galaxy Rangers that is Hunt. But they do follow the path of Hunt, so I feel like the leader would be the main one to enforce that. I know they're not making all the Galaxy Rangers a Hunt character just because we have Rappa, who's erudition. But I feel like for the leader specifically, if he actually, again, ends up being that, would be Hunt because, again, they're all walking it in lore. So it would make the most sense if he actually ends up being the one that is Hunt. And so in that case, I would see Blade as a preservation character. So for those two specifically, I think those are my guesses, mainly Blade being on the preservation side and then Ashveil being the Hunt side. And then to knock this out quicker, just because previously I did say Silverwolf was said to be erudition and now Elation, because of that info, I am very inclined to believe Silverwolf is going to be Elation. I know some people were confused and still think that Silverwolf was supposed to be erudition, but info has suggested that she was changed to Elation. So for Silverwolf, my prediction is indeed going to be Elation. And then for the Yae XP, she is most likely going to be the anniversary push, which makes me 99% sure that she is going to be Elation, as that's going to be the main push DPS for the first little while, or the entirety of 4.x really. So as she's going to be the shield character, she's going to be on the new shield path. So I am 99% confident that Yae is going to be Elation, since she is going to be the character that's going to benefit from all the Elation buffs, all the Elation characters for the most part probably, except if they make another Elation DPS, since I can see that having some form of anti-synergy with each other. So as she is going to be the main character focus, as the anniversary character, I'm definitely going to assume she's going to be Elation to be sure that she is able to reap the benefits of every single thing they do with Elation. as all the end games are probably going to show Elation for the entirety of 4.x, she's definitely going to benefit from all of that. All the characters released for Elation, again, except if they do another main DPS, is also going to benefit her. If they're a sub DPS, they can probably be on her team. If they're buffers, can be on her team. The sustain will probably be on her team. So my guess for her, again, 99% sure, is she is going to be Elation. And then the last one, Nihilux. So from her name, you would think that she's Nihility, but because all the info I did find did not suggest any Nihility character in the beginning, my educated guess is she is going to be Elation, that's going to kind of function like a Nihility character. Since just like Remembrance was able to get a bunch of characters that can kind of do whatever, like they can be a main DPS such as Castrus, Evernight at some places, Aglia. They have sub DPSs, which really could just be anyone except Aglia because how much damage they can do. Then they had healers like Hyacine, and then also buffers like Cyrene. I'm going to assume it's going to be the same for Elation. We already have a buffer in the form of Yaguang, Sparxie as a sub DPS slash main DPS, Yai, who's going to be the actual main DPS. And so I think Nihilux is going to be an Elation character who is going to function as a Nihility character with debuffs for damage amp. Like, just because of her name, I wanted to say, yeah, there's no way she's not a Nihility character, right? But as nothing suggested of her being a Nihility character, that's why I am more inclined to believe that she is going to be a Elation character. And then they'll just make her more function like a Nihility character just because of the name. Again, that's just my guess from all that. A lot of people are predicting that she's going to be Nihility just off the name alone, but I do not see that being the case because we probably would have seen info going around that there's a Nihility character as well. And as there is unfortunately not any signs of one, I'm going to assume it's going to function like that. Again, being an Elation character that functions like a Nihility that's going to provide damage up in the form of debuffs. Be it the general stuff like vulnerability, since that impacts Elation damage. She can specifically make enemies take more Elation damage as well. Maybe she can lower all type res, we'll see. So yeah, that practically is it. So my educated guesses are going to be Preservation side is probably going to be Blade, as info can kind of suggest the other paths to be the characters I'm going to talk about right after this, or the ones I already talked about. So I feel like the only one that fits the Preservation category would be Blade. And then for Ashveil, the reason why I don't say he's the Preservation mainly is just because, again, Galaxy Ranger, assuming he is La Mancha, would mean he walks the path of Hunt. And as he is the leader of that, I'm definitely going to assume that he would be the Hunt character. But for that, I'm backtracking a little bit, so my guess of Preservation and Hunt would be between those. But I, again, am more leaning towards Blade being Preservation and then Ashveil being Hunt. So werewolf changes did say that she was changed to Elation from Erudition, so no Erudition character in the beginning, and with that change said, my guess is going to be that Silverwolf is going to indeed be an Elation character. Yai, again, as the main anniversary push, there's no way that she's not going to be Elation in my opinion, so I am 99% sure that Yai is going to be an Elation character that releases on anniversary. And then Nihilux, I think Nihilux is also going to be an Elation character who serves as the Nihility debuffer kind of sense as an Elation character. So that does bring this to a close. Again, I do want to say this is all my own personal predictions, going off info I was able to find from more reliable sources. None of this is 100% confirmed, so take everything with a grain of salt. This is just me doing my own research and also predicting these paths. None of this, again, is confirmed at all, so it could be different. It could be exact. If this is exact, by the way, I'm going to pop off. I'm actually going to pop off. But yeah, it could be the exact things that I'm mentioning here, like everyone could just be one-to-one. Maybe most of them can be right, or one or two are different, or they're all different. We're just gonna have to wait to see for all the drip marketing to come out. When the characters are revealed in their drip, then we'll see their paths. So for now, again, treat this all as a speculation video because that's what it is. It's just me predicting the characters with all info I could find. But anyway, that does bring this video to a close. Definitely comment down below what you think as well. If you also have your own predictions, feel free to comment them down below. If you have any reasons for them, comment that down below as well. If you found this video enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all other types of style content. Check the description to join the Discord, and I'll see you later. Peace out.